Couple of surprise results over in the Scottish Premiership as both Rangers and Celtic failed to get a win. But of course the chasing pack, Hibs make up for the lost ground as of Aberdeen. They also had a nightmare. We'll take a little look at it next. Giving another prick show today. We'll take a look at match number, I think it's 25 out of the Scottish Premiership, and we'll get to that. Yes, we can get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, and smash your subscribe button. Get your bang up today with all things Blackburn Roverseas, Scottish Premiership League. Football, we're going to go here under Roverseas. That's right, goodness gracious me. Rangers failed to get a win, but they still remain unbeaten, of course, only managing a draw against Motherwell at Fir Park. It's up here, lads. It's bloody up here. But anyway, we'll talk more about that in a minute. Of course, a big shout out to Lo Patrionos. That's right, you know who you are, you special specimen. Without you, of course, this channel will be poop. So a big shout out to you guys for keeping up the heat behind the scenes. So let's get into it. Of course, take a look at how I got on. And then we'll have a look at how you all got on then, shall we? And hopefully with a revamped prediction league. Let's take a look at it. Here we go. It's the criteria not to want you in the shit face game. 2 to 4, straight face goal, 5+. You're in the top end. So there were 6 matches that took place this past weekend. Or match day. Was it 6-7, I think, in the end. Livingston against Aberdeen, of course, was penciled in. I don't think it went ahead. I can't for the life of me find the results. So I don't think it went ahead. Did it go ahead? It would have took place on the 13th. I can't see it. I got no recollection of it. So I remember the 2-1 for Livingston, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see. They'll kick it on further, though. Celtic did play Livingston, of course, in Glasgow. It ended up as a 0-0 draw in the end. Actually, I remember the 2-1 win for Celtic, but I got that one wrong. Meanwhile, Hamilton Academicals also drew with Dundee United. Got that one wrong as well. Actually, won the 1-1 myself. Hibs, though, they did beat Kilmarnock 2-0 in the end. Alan Power, the big for OG, and Alexander Gogic giving Hibs the 2-0 and the 3 points. Actually, went with the 2-0 win myself. Not too shabby, though. Surprise result over the week was Ross County's 4-1 win over Aberdeen. Ollie Shaw with a couple of goals there. Charlie Lankin, Jermaine Hilton with Alex Elakovic with a big for OG giving Aberdeen something, but nothing to get excited about. Actually, one of the 2-1 for Aberdeen. Shame on them. Give Hibernian a big old booster for their to push for top 2, top 3, whatever. St. John's against St. Mirren ended up as a 1-0 win for the Super Jays. St. John's against St. Mirren. Where is it? There it is. 1-0 win in the end. Christopher Kane on score. Cameron McPherson got himself sent off for St. Mirren. And as you can see, Rangers did slip up a little bit to Motherwell. 1-1 draw in the end. Actually, remember the 3-0 for Rangers. Cedric Itten on the score with Devante Cole, giving Motherwell a share of the spoils. And of course, Livingston kept on their unbeaten run at the moment. A 2-2 draw over Celtic. Actually, remember the 2-1 win for Celtic again. Sheeran Brown, J. Emmanuel Thomas on score with Mohamed Alusanusi. Near Britain with the goals for Celtic. Scott Brown got himself sent off as well. As you can see, just got himself one. We're going to move on because we don't want to look at that. The table looks like this as it stands. 66 points at the moment. Rangers, 20 points adrift is Celtic. A couple of games in hand, they can narrow that deficit a little bit. Hibs up to 3rd, Aberdeen down to 4th. Hamilton Academicals down going at the moment. Of course, Ross County not too far away either. Let's take a little look, of course, how you got on in the prediction league. Not to 1, just like me in the shitface gang. 2 to 4, straight face club. 5+. You're in the top bins. How about this then? We're going to start with Mark Spitali. You did alright. I'm Stringer did poop. That's Jojo, well done to you. Of course, Harrison Kane, you did okay, brother. Russell Frost, well done. Of course, Jamie Gold did bits. I think Ultra Omia also did very well as well. Nathan Eva did good. I don't know how you guys did so well here. Yannick Buster did poop. Shepherd also did pretty good for himself. Deepak the Great also did do very great. Tom Stain had a nightmare, but it's okay. Scott Black did okay. James Hagland also did shite. Shane O'Donnell, well done to you, of course. Gaming Charlie did bits. Vincent Long also had a good one. Elgin Cal not too shabby as well. Mark Chapman also did good. Omer Esquivel not too shabby. And of course, Matt Gunner. That one's for Omer Esquivel. Matt Gunner also did good as well. Take a look at the leaderboard. If your name is James Halkett, Tom Stainer, Deepak the Great, Yannick Buston, I'm a Stringer. I didn't see that many red faces, but you're in the shit-faced gang, brothers, just like this guy. But of course, if your name is Vincent Hong, you know what's on. You could take a bow. I'm impressed with that rating, a 4 out of 7 or whatever it is. Let's take a look at the overall leaderboard out of the Scottish Premiership, of course. Let's take a look and take a bloody bow. Shane on with a comfortable 4-point cushion, a 4-point percentage cushion over Matt Gunner in second spot, alongside Mark Spitali as well. Yannick Buster into 4th and Shepherd in the top 5. But it is still wide open, of course. We're going to wait till the league splits, of course, into 2. go, which could get nice and interesting for the chasing pack. But anyway, it looks like Rangers still nailed on for the W. Anyway, of course, let's take a look at the next round of matches. I think we've got 2, 4, 6, 8 to take a pick at. So a good match week this week, of course, double match week, a couple of games on the weekend, of course, quite a few, a full fixture list next week. Of course, I've got condensed stats here, just because it's completely messy at the moment. Let's take a look at it. Aberdeen up against Motherwell. Of course, this one takes place on Saturday, 23rd of January. They played each other in the last 6. 2 is for Aberdeen, 3 for Motherwell, and 1 draw, of course, last time around at Pittodrie. That was a 3-0 win for Motherwell. That was earlier in the campaign. It was Mark O'Hara, Belvis Mugabe, and Chris Long and Scottish from Motherwell. They also played each other at Fir Park back in December, of course. It was a 0-0 draw. So Aberdeen playing Motherwell twice this season and yet to find the back of the net. Motherwell have actually failed to win their last 11 matches in the Premiership, but they've kept a clean sheet in the last 3 against Aberdeen in all competitions, of course. And you look at that. So they're unbeaten in the last 3 over Aberdeen, of course. Heading into this, though, Motherwell 2 defeats the past 6 games for them, but the rest have been draws. On the flip side, just 1 win the past 5 against Aberdeen, of course. I might have some bookies odds on this one. I think I do. Aberdeen 20-17 on for the victory, 25 is draw, 60-5 is Motherwell. Motherwell come into this in 11th spot at the moment, but for them they could go as high as 10th. Meanwhile, Aberdeen come into this in 4th, and for them they could go 3rd in the table. They'll get the win with a 2-0 win over Aberdeen, of course, to turn the screw on them a little bit deeper. Kicking off further, we have Rangers against Ross County, the better of the Rs. They played at the last 6 occasions, been 6 out of 6 for Rangers. Of course, last time around in Ibrox was back in October 2020. That was earlier in this campaign. It's actually played each other twice this season already. Of course, last time around it was in Ross County, a 4-0 win back in December. So back-to-back games this season, 6 goals, no return from Ross County. Rangers have actually won their last 11 home matches in the Premiership, and they've also won their last 8 against Ross County in no competition. They've also got a clean sheet in the 10 of the last 11 matches at home, keeping a clean sheet in their last 5 against Ross County. Goodness gracious me. Of course, the bookies on this one, 8-1 for Rangers, 8-1 on for Rangers, 8-1 is draw, 14-1 is your Ross County. Ross County come into this in 10th and for them. They could actually go as high as 8th. Rangers are on top, and no matter what goes on, even if they lose this one and the next one, they'll be top of the pops, and I think they'll win this one anyway with another clean sheet to boot, 3-0 at the end. Kicking off further though into the full match week, that's of course kicking on the 27th, which is Wednesday. Dundee United taking on St Mirren at Tannadice. Of course, played in their last 63 for Dundee United, 1-1 for St Mirren, and 2 bloody draws last round at Tannadice was back in September 2020. This season, of course, it was 2-1 win for Dundee United. Lawrence Shankland and Andrea Sporley as well, with Dylan Connolly going to get a go for St Mirren. Richard Tate got himself sent off. They also played each other in St Mirren back in November as a 0-0 draw. So Dundee United yet to taste defeat against St Mirren this season. Dundee United have actually drawn their last 3 matches in the Premiership, and they head into this just 1 defeat past 6 games. That 1 defeat was against Celtic down at Celtic Park. On the flip side, St Mirren without a win in 4. Of course, not looking good at the moment. Got no bookies odds on this one just yet anyway. I think maybe close to the action they'll have it. St Mirren coming into this in 8th, and for them they could go as high as 7th. Dundee United coming into this in 6th, and for them they could, well, they'll remain in 6th no matter what goes on. So I'm going to go with the Tannadice boys to get something out of this with a 1-1 draw over St Mirren, who've been kicking ass, or been grinding out some results anyway in recent times. Next up we have Ross County, of course, double match week for them, taking on Motherwell, also double match week for them. Of course, played each other in the last 63 for Ross County, 3 for Motherwell, no draws. Last time out in Ross County was a 1-0 win for Ross County. That was back in August 2020. Ross Stewart from the penalty spot. Callum Lang got himself sent off. I think that was match day 1. Of course, they played each other back at Fir Park back in October 2020. It was a 4-0 win for Motherwell. Tony Watt, of course, ex-row on the score sheet. Mark O'Hara, Callum Lang, and Devante Cole on the score sheet for Motherwell. Motherwell have actually failed to win the last 11 matches in the Premiership. They come into this just 2 defeats the past 5, but the rest have been draws. On the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for Ross County. There was against Livingston, of course, who've been beating everybody. Look at the situation. We don't have no bookies on this one, of course. Ross County come into this in 10th, and win for them in the double match week. They could go, if they win both of them, they could go as high as 7th in the table. Of course, Motherwell also with a double match week. If they win both of them, they could also go as high as 7th in the table. But they will not beat Aberdeen, and they will not beat Ross County. I've gone with a win for them to take it to the house. Next up we have Celtic taking on Hamilton Academicals. They played in the last 6. It's been 6 out of 6 of Celtic, including a 5-1 win earlier in the campaign over in Glasgow. That's back on day 1, match 1. Goal scores on the day. Uderson Edouard with a hat-trick. Jeremy Fredericton and Patrick Kilmala on the score sheet with Christopher Julien got himself sent off, of course. Julien got himself a big fat OG. Of course, he's been in the spotlight for the wrong reasons. They also played each other, and Hamilton back on Boxing Day was a 3-0 win for Celtic. Edouard on the score sheet as well. Lee Griffiths and David Turnbull as well. Celtic undefeated in 29 and in the last 31 matches in the Premiership, was Hamilton Academical actually for the score in the 5 of the last 6 matches in the Scottish Premier. They come into this just 1 win in the past 6, that's Hamilton. That was against Motherwell. On the flip side, just 1 win in the past 5 for Celtic. That was against Dundee United back in 2020. Yet to taste a victory in 2021, of course. No bookies odds on this one, of course. Hamilton come into this rooted to the foot of the table, but a win for them, they could actually go as high as 10th. Celtic come into this in second, a win for them, they will be second. Of course, they'll be second no matter what anyway. I've gone with a win for Celtic with a 3-0 and a clean sheet to boot. Kicking off a fruity one here at Easter Road. Of course, it's third place Hibs up against Rangers, of course, top of the pops. Played each other in the last 6. 5 wins for Rangers, one draw, and nothing for Hibs. Last time around in Easter Road was, in fact, a draw. It was a 2-2 draw back in September 2020. This season, goal scores on the day: Alfred Morella, Scott Arfield for Rangers, Dre Wright and Christian Doidge on the score sheet for Rangers. Of course, they played each other at Ibrox back in Boxing Day as well as a 1-0 win for Rangers. Hadji on the score sheet as well. Rangers have actually undefeated in the last 25 matches in the Premiership, and they come into this winning 4 of the past 5. Of course, the only hiccup was against Motherwell. On the flip side, just 1 win in the past 5 games for Hibs. That was a win over Kilmarnock. So far, yeah, ropey-dopey kind of form this one. Of course, Hibs come into this in third. A win for them. This time around, they could close in on Celtic just 3 points. I've gone with a bold one on this one. I've gone with Hibs to get something out of this. Another 2-2 draw to give themselves a point. And of course, Rangers could continue. Maybe a bit of a wobbly bit of form for them, but still remaining unbeaten. Kicking off further, Livingston up against Kilmarnock. They played each other in the past 6 times. Of course, been 3 wins apiece, no draws. Last time around in Livingston was back in October 2020. 3-1 win for Kilmarnock. Goodness gracious me. Alan Tashabola, I believe he's an ex-Rover, Chris Burke and Greg Kilty on the score sheet as well. Scott Pittman on the score sheet for Livingston. Of course, they played each other back in Boxing Day as well with a 2-1 win for Livingston. J. Emmanuel Thomas and Scott Robertson as well. Chris Burke as well on the score sheet for Kilmarnock. Heading into this, Kilmarnock have actually with score in their 5 of the last 6 matches away from them. They've also lost 5 of the last 6 matches as well. Livingston undefeated in the last 7 matches in the Premiership to come into this. Back-to-back draws, of course, both of those over Celtic, so no skin. There's no negative out of that. On the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for Kilmarnock. The 1 defeat was against Hibs just the other day. Of course, Kilmarnock coming into this in 7th, and for them, they could actually go as well. They can't go above Dundee United, but they can close in on them. Of course, on the flip side, Livingston coming into this in 5th, and for them, they could close in on Aberdeen into 4th. Of course, I've gone Livingston, of course, once again with a 2-1 win to take the 3 points. Wrapping up, it'll be St John's taking on Aberdeen. Of course, the last 6, he's 1 for Super Jays, 3 for Aberdeen, and 2 draws. Of course, last time around at St John's, was back in August 2020. That was this season, with 1-0 win for Aberdeen. The goal scorer on the day was Ryan Hedges. Of course, they played each other back on Boxing Day as well with a 2-1 win for Aberdeen. Sam Cosgrove and Ash Taylor on the score sheet. Aberdeen, Liam Godden on the score sheet. McCallum Hendry, of course, son of a Rovers legend, got himself sent off. Heading into this, the Super Jays, unbeaten in the last 4 games, picking up 1 win, 3 draws to boot. On the first, just 1 win in the past 5 for Aberdeen. That 1 win was against the Super Jays, of course, back on Boxing Day. So they've not won in Boxing Day. They've not won in 2021, but can they turn the corner this time around? Of course, St John's are coming into this in 9th, and for them, they could go as high as 7th. Aberdeen coming into this 4th, and for them, they could actually go as high as 3rd in the table. Of course, I've gone with an Aberdeen win on this one with a 2-0 win and a clean sheet to boot, pal. And that's what I think will happen in this match day, which you can call it match number 25. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Maybe even match number 26. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Rangers, of course, would be now 21 points clear at the top of the table. Celtic, though, 3 games in hand. Of course, Aberdeen will be in 3rd, Hibs into 4th. Down the foot of the table, Houghton going down. Be sure to get your picks in nice and early for that prediction league. And of course, make sure you get your give the video a good old fat thumbs up. And of course, whoa, League, that coming in soon, of course. Coming soon, but until then, though, be sure to give the video some love. Smash that thumbs up, smash subscribe, of course, if you are new videos every single day, pretty much on the channel, of course, trying to keep up to date with all the leagues across Europe. If you want to check out the links down below, Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz, be sure to do so, and also check out the link to patreon.com if you want to become the latest brother from another mother. Always looking for people to support the channel behind the scenes. But until then, though, be safe, mask up, and of course, keep on predicting.